Behind the Cape. First topic we got up here this week. Tramell Tillman was asked about his villain role in Spider-Man Brave New Day. Was asked about it, and he gave a kind of a snarky reply, right? Shout out to my boy Stamina. He gave a snarky reply in that he said, well, who said that I was a villain? I don't know if that got anybody else's antennas up. It definitely sparked mine. We know that he's been confirmed to be in Spider-Man Brand New Day. I think it had been kind of teased that he was going to be a villain, or at least speculated that he was going to be a villain. This could just be actor talk, right? He can't really confirm anything about his role just yet. So I don't take too much from it. But you know what we like to do here? Let's speculate. So if Tramell Tillman in Spider-Man Brand New Day is not a villain, right? So no villain options here. Here are the rules first. No villain options, only protagonist options. And note that potential appearances include, well, some confirmed appearances is the Punisher, whoever Sadie Sink's character is. Most likely Shang-Chi. We haven't seen Shang-Chi in a long time. Daniel Destin Cretton is going to be directing this. I would think that there'd be a Shang-Chi appearance, and then there's almost definitely going to be a Hulk appearance, right? So Hulk, Punisher, Shang-Chi, and then Tramell Tillman's character. Who do we think? Let's get some theories going. Josh retweeted somebody earlier this week who did the kind of goes for the carrot on the stick with us in terms of liking black protagonists on screen. We always ask for who could be Blue Marvel, right? Who could be Adam Brashear? Yes, right? Obviously, yes. But that does also feel like a name that we pass around a lot. I think Brother Voodoo could be potentially. I don't know how he necessarily fits into the story, but then again, I don't know how Spider-Man, the Punisher, Shang-Chi, and Hulk necessarily fit all together either. So I guess it's kind of a round robin of randomness in all of that. But Brother Voodoo could be one. I don't think they do him as Luke Cage. That would be an odd take. That would be an odd go of it. I don't know. What do y'all think? I'm actually done with the Avenger 2.5 Spider-Man movie. I'm just waiting on Beyond the Spider-Verse. So you're not even gonna see. You're gonna see a Brand New Day. Don't cap mo fly. You're going to see Brand New Day. Definitely going to see Brand New Day. Again, this could be something that he's just throwing us off with. This could just be something that he doesn't want you to know, or he's going to be Norman Osborn the whole time, and it just, they was trying to keep it under wraps. What up, Tony Robinson? But if he's not, though, there's a few names out there I could see him playing for sure. That list not exceeding some others. If you are a YouTube TV member and you are a sports fan, you were not pleased with the news this week that Apple TV, that YouTube TV lost their ESPN viewership rights. So they lost ESPN and ABC and ESPN2 and basically anything you would need to get your NBA or college football or even your NFL on during the week. It's kind of the same thing that happens if you live through the cable wars, through those negotiations from period to period, that every so often the providers start asking for more exorbitant costs. Then the networks or the providers, be it the cable companies, were like, hell no, we're not paying that. And then they're like, all right, cool, we'll pull your channels. And then everybody involved is upset. The network's upset. The provider is upset. The viewership is upset. Everybody's upset. And then somehow they come to a deal that probably should have been made before all this happened in the first place. I expect the same thing to happen with YouTube TV. While, yes, it's hurting YouTube TV in the short run not to have, sports, not to have big time college football or NBA or NFL right now. It will hurt ESPN in the long term because it's not like all those sports aren't hurting in viewership already. And it sure as hell doesn't help you to kick millions of subscribers off from watching your stuff. Now, we're kind of in the middle of college football. We're at the very beginning of NBA, where right before the weeks of NFL where people start actually paying attention. So they're in a good spot. They picked up a good time to do this. How long does it last? I wouldn't say more than a month. If we get into the playoff run for college football, if we get into the playoff run for NFL, if we get in anywhere near all-star stretch with basketball or that the damn play-in tournament or whatever may be driving viewership in the NBA these days, if we get to any one of those and this is still going on, then the pressure flips back over to ABC and Disney. Then the pressure flips back on Disney because it's like, all right, if you want to go without all of that viewership on YouTube TV into the playoff season, which, I mean, quiet as is kept, the early playoff games weren't that heavily viewed anyways. But in any case, that's advantage. That would be advantage YouTube TV at that point. You need them more than they need you at that point. In the short term, they kind of have the leverage, so we'll see if they actually exert it and get anything done. ESPN is going to get enough of holding these networks hostage. Yeah, I mean, I do think at some point it's going to put them in a precarious position. Right now, again, because of where we're at in the respective seasons, it feels like they're holding the cards, but that it could turn very easily, right? The closer and closer we get to their biggest events where they need maximum viewership, the more and more the favor is going to be in YouTube. Honestly, they should just wait it out. And force Disney to solidify a long-term fair deal for both sides. Scream 7 trailer. Do we all see the Scream 7 trailer? If so, what do we think? I saw it. We talked about it a little bit on Pantheon on Thursday. What y'all think about the Scream trailer? You know, this is they're going to be adjusting the direction on Scream 7. So, Nev Campbell's back. We got Sydney back in that thing. Melissa Barrera's gone. Jenna Ortega gone. We're going to go ahead and do away with that whole Descendants of Billy Loomis spinoff stuff we were doing. Which, I mean, honestly, they were pretty popular movies. They were pretty dope movies. I thought they were okay. Would have liked to have seen that at least incorporated, if not just completely done away with altogether. That was kind of, well, we knew why that happened, but it just didn't really seem to fit the situation. It seemed like they were trying to go away from Sydney for a long time. So I think that kind of does something to do with the kind of flattened out appearance that they gave it for Scream 7. It's very basic, right? Like, it's same scenario, mask guy, voice changer, coming after your loved ones. She just so happens to have a kid. You know, that's where we at with it. It was solid, but I'm ready to move on from Sydney. I think everybody was ready to move on from Sydney. I think the audience was ready to move on from Sydney. I think the studio was ready to move on for Sydney until Melissa Barrera came out pro-Palestine. And then until Jenna Ortega was like, oh, well, if y'all firing her, I'm out too. Fuck it. You know, then we had to scrap the whole concept and go back to ground zero. So it's like, to me, it's almost like, well, then why do the movie then? Like, why do Scream 7? Why not hang it up? Maybe give it 5 years or so, let the audience not miss it, but at least forget about it to a certain degree, and then reboot the whole thing. I mean, that's kind of where we ended up with it. But I think, yeah, everybody was kind of done with Sydney. It's an interesting thing too. It's a lot of horror franchises that are figuring out what to do post their main stars, and some of it's gone good, and some of it hasn't gone so good. You got Michael or Halloween is a great example of that, of how they've kind of like floundered about trying to figure out how to live beyond Jamie Lee Curtis. They started it, take it all the way back to early 2000s Halloween Resurrection. They tried to kill her off. Somehow she didn't die. She caught a cleaver into the back, fell off the hospital building, and survived somehow. Unless they just retcon that whole piece out of the history, but that definitely happened. Some other ones I can think of. They had Jason on Ice. They've had Friday the 13th, on ice for a little while now. I would expect them to have a movie coming out pretty soon because I mean we just haven't heard anything from it. Even I Know What You Did Last Summer had a movie out last year, 2024, I believe. So Conjuring just finished up. Yeah, last month. Insidious, Black Phone 2. I just rewatched Black Phone 1 with the wife the other day. That was a really good movie. Elijah Wood crashed a wedding. So this is an exciting story for me because first of all, I found out that the Shire is a real place. That was number one. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know the Shire is real? Did y'all know that where Bilbo and Frodo and them live, and Sam and Keely and all them, the hobbits, the big hairy foot hobbits? I don't know if the hobbits actually existed, but the place where they lived and shot the movie, presumably, actually exist. And someone had a wedding there, and Elijah Wood crashed it. Frodo Baggins, you've shown up to the wedding. Yeah, no, this is dope. This is dope. Again, did not even know that this was a real place. Never realized that the Shire was an actual thing. But to have a wedding there and then have Frodo pop up from the woodwork is kind of eerie too. That's kind of scary. Emilia Clarke did the same at the Game of Thrones wedding. Where did she get married at, MoFly? Like what was it? And then also, was it a real place or was it just like a set piece? Like she got married with the set pieces type shit. The Shire looks like a place they eat plain unseasoned food. First of all, fam, we bringing our own food to the Shire. Nobody said we was going to eat fish and potatoes like Sam and them. You know what I mean? But being in the setting to like walk into your house that's like halfway underground type shit, I'm on it. I'm on that type of time. Oh yeah, Aaron Pierre had some Blade quotes. Aaron Pierre no longer being in Blade. I remember being cast in Blade and feeling elated. But something I learned during that was that until you step foot on set, you haven't commenced work. If you just took a different creative direction, and I was no longer part of it, you have to accept that. He's being a professional. He's being a professional on that one. I don't begrudge him. I don't think he gave us any insight into exactly what happened. We all know it took a different creative direction because half of the characters got fired. Cornbread was on that cast. From Sinners. What's the dude's name? Delroy Lindo was in that cast. Aaron Pierre was in that cast. Mia Goth was in that cast. So yeah, very clearly it went a different direction. Bo DeMaio was writing on that project. Clearly it went a different direction. I don't know if we'll ever get the full story. We're definitely not going to get it before the movie come out, if it ever comes out. But I don't know if we'll ever get the full story on what that movie was. It'll definitely be years after the actual movie comes out, if it actually comes out. If it never comes out, then I guess all bets are off. People will probably start talking about it eventually if there's no work to be done. If it's not still a project that they're actively trying to put together. But if it does come out, we won't know anything about that original draft until long after the first one comes out. I feel like it's usually how it goes. I don't really feel for Aaron Pierre either. Like I think he ended up where he was supposed to be at. Right? Like, why you want to be wrapped up in this shit train right now with Marvel? Give them some time to get their shit together and actually be good, and then hit yourself to a winning team. Right now, they don't look like the winning team. They just look like a team. They look like one of the guys. Rob Dyrdek, Ridiculousness was just canceled recently. Right? So, RIP Ridiculousness. Shout out to Chanel West Coast and damn, what's the dude's name? How I remember Chanel West Coast and I don't remember DJ Dyrdek. No, that's wilding out. Damn, what's the dude's name? What's the DJ's name with Shell West Coast? Damn. Somebody help me out. Anybody remember the black dude, the DJ that was there with them? Damn, that's gonna fuck me up. Anyways, so it came out on some bankruptcy filings for the show that at its height, Rob Dyrdek was making something like 60, what was it, like $69,000 per episode. His contract with MTV was for 61,000 episodes. The man was making $32 million at his height. At one point over the last 5 years, $32 million would have been an NBA Max contract, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That would have been NBA Max. Before the last NBA bargaining agreement, $32 million was a max. Okay? That is insanity. For ridiculousness? For a edgier version of America's Funniest Home Videos? Bob Saget wished he was making $32 million a year. What's Carlton's name? Wish he was making $32 million. Holy shit. That's insane. And there's really nothing original about it. Let's just make a few jokes while you watching the videos, make fun of people falling for $32 million a year. And that was just at the end of it. I think he started out making around $21,000 per episode. So you mean this man walked on the studio and made a McDonald's worker's salary to do ridiculousness in one episode? $21,000 an episode. Go ahead, man. I ain't even mad at you, dog. I ain't even mad at you. First of all, the fact that there's 61,000 episodes and I've seen to watch the same 7 episodes over and over and over again makes me sick. Makes me absolutely sick. Y'all need to freshen up that goddamn. They need to freshen up that rotation, MTV, Viacom. Get that shit together. But yeah, no, 32 million a year is insane. Yes, 61,000 episodes. So that man must have been up there at that studio every day, all day, 365. But shit, if you're paying me $21,000 to $69,000 per episode, you're damn straight I'm there all day, every day. We doing ridiculous now. We doing ridiculous tomorrow. I'm going to wake up on Christmas and do some ridiculousness before I open up my presents. I don't give a shit. I don't care. $21,000 an episode. Hey, y'all would be getting 24-hour streams from me all the time. Stilo Brim. Thank you, Kurt Wilson. Thank you, Stilo Brim. Absolutely.